We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are moving on to Xel'Naga Caverns. Now, I just want to point out one thing, and that is that this this series is best of 7, and there's one game missing from this that I would like Darren to send to me at some point so I can cast. And I don't know which game it is, and I decided to just go ahead and cast these anyway because I felt like people would rather see a series with a game missing, and I can just either tell them about what happened in the game that's missing, if I even can remember, than just not see the series at all. Hopefully Darren has that game. If not, it's not that big of a deal. But I don't actually know if this is the second game or the third game because I don't know. I do know that we started on Scrap Station based on the rules. But I do not know whether or not the second game was lost or any subsequent game, whichever one it was. So that kind of sucks, but it looks as though we'll be on Xel'Naga Caverns. Darren's spawning in the upper right corner. I'm spawning in the bottom left. He's already got his scout going down again, probably just scouting to see if I have Reapers on the way, which I do not because I hate Reapers. Hiding that supply depot in the back, and he's going to see me throw down that barracks. And I think the time from which that barracks got thrown down to that probe actually harassing was literally negligible. That was ridiculous. But anyway, going to be pulling my SCV off. Probably going to lose this because I'm horrible, and he'll probably gain shields back and then turn around and kill me. And yeah, no. I actually moved him back. That's good. Going to be scouting over here. Going to see this gateway. It's typical timing. No gas yet, which is actually a little late, so it looks as though he's going to be... Oh, there's the gas. Just about a worker and a half late. Got my refinery finished. Should be transferring 2 guys in there. There we go. Barracks is going to be down in a second. Let's see if I have a better timing on that orbital. There we go. And the Marine should be popping out. And there's the Marine. Looks as though I have a worker here and a worker right here. I think he may have actually been able to see that worker. So he might suspect some kind of cheese incoming from me. I suspect some kind of cheese incoming from me because that's what I like to do on maps like this. Really wide open maps that have little corners of the base that you can hide things in. So anyway, I'm going to be moving up here with this scout again, knowing that Darren hates building units in the first 5 to 10 minutes of a game. He just hates units. He just loves his probes. He has no units right now. I could just attack him and he would be able to do nothing about it. And that is kind of sad, but it is the way of the game. So I'm going to be throwing down a tech lab here, and I think that I'm going actually a cool build that I enjoy going is where you get a barracks standard time, 2 Marines, then you get a Marauder, and you start concussive as soon as you have 50 Vespene, and there goes the concussive. And then you should have enough Vespene to continue pumping Marauders. And you just do a little 2 Marine, 1 Marauder push at the front. And it's actually a relatively weak push, and it's intended to be a weak push. It's intended to get caught by a couple Stalkers, or like a Zealot Stalker combo, or like Zealot Stalker Sentry, which is what you usually see, and lure them out of their base, because in the meanwhile, what I'll be doing is dropping a factory and making a couple Hellions, and hopefully stockpiling Hellions in their base long enough to get some good harassment off. So the Robo going down, he's going to be chrono boosting out an Observer, and that is going to be not what he needs to do. But this actually looks like it could be a relatively effective push, and you bring the SCV in for a little bit of a meat shield. Oh, and really good force field there. That actually would have been a really nice push had I've been able to get up the ramp. And so with that Observer out, he's going to be starting an Immortal. It looks as though Warp Gate's almost done, so he's really not going to have any trouble. He preemptively threw down some pylons there. That's actually really great. Because if I had sniped that pylon and then... Oh, actually, no, there's enough pylons here. It would have been fine. He really has no forces. He's going to go ahead and throw up a bunker because he has no forces. Need to be targeting that Stalker. Wow. This is actually really going poorly for him. Need to just stay by this bunker, not get too caught off guard once the oh my goodness. and that is going to be a good game. Just playing a little too late game, apparently, and wasn't able to scout out the Hellions, and the push just came at a little too strong of a time. So anyway, we're going to be going into the third game in just a moment. Be right back.